Hi, thanks for joining me again. First, the legal disclaimer. This is not my legal advice for you. I can't give you legal advice. These are simply my personal observations made during more than 20 years of providing legal advice to various companies, and now Glidewell Laboratories. As you're aware, owning or operating a dental laboratory business requires entering into multiple transactions with other people or companies. Throughout any given year, you will buy products and services from others, and you will sell your products and services to others. Obviously, you enter into these transactions because they benefit your business. Your goal at the end of the year is to make more money selling your products and services than you spend buying the products and services of others. I want to help you end up making more money. So today, I'm going to talk about some of the pitfalls you might encounter when entering into contracts. Specifically, I'm going to focus on a couple of provisions that I see in just about every contract: the indemnity clause and the limitation of liability clause. These two provisions can drastically change the economic outcome of a contract. Before I begin, it goes without saying that you absolutely must take time to understand every single paragraph of every contract before you sign it. I'm continually amazed by the number of people who are willing to enter into a contract without even reading it, let alone understanding it. Don't be one of those people. That practice is more likely to generate a lot more business for lawyers than for you. If you don't understand a contract, always ask for clarification and get the changes in writing before you sign the contract. Okay, let's talk about indemnity clauses first. If you see the word indemnity or indemnify in a contract, you need to be on full alert. Next to price, the indemnity clause is likely the most important paragraph in any contract. If you don't understand how it operates, you could wind up paying for someone else's blunder or render yourself unable to collect from the people who made the mistakes. For example, let's say you're entering into a written agreement with a construction company to remodel your laboratory. And the written agreement contains a clause in it that requires you to indemnify them for their negligence. This is a confusing provision to a lot of people, and it is usually hidden in a lengthy run-on sentence full of legalese. But to indemnify someone for something essentially means to pay someone for something. So after stripping out all the legalese and the superfluous commas, the typical provision looks something like this. You agree to indemnify construction company for construction company's negligence arising out of the terms of the contract. Now, substitute the word pay for the word indemnify, and you can see that you've just agreed to pay for any negligent act the construction company may commit in the execution of the contract for you. So for example, if the construction company negligently cuts electrical wires and causes your laboratory to burn down during the remodel, you've just agreed to pay for the fire damage. You can't collect that from the construction company. Likewise, if the construction company were to accidentally knock down overhead power lines during the construction process, you've just agreed to pay the power company for the downed power lines. You should always insist that each party pay only for the damage it causes. As a negotiation tactic, you might do what I do. Tell people that it's un-American for you to pay for the damage that they cause. Tell them that if they want to do business with you, they need to buy adequate insurance to cover any damages that they cause. The other provision in a contract to especially watch out for is a limitations of liability provision. A lot of contracts that I review have a provision whereby the company to be contracted wants to limit any damages it has to pay to the total amount paid to it for the good or service provided. I can understand the desire to do that. The problem is that if a company's product or service was contracted at a far lower price than the damage caused, it could be a pretty expensive contract for you. For example, if the construction company you contracted to remodel your laboratory burns down your existing building, you have contractually limited the construction company's liability to whatever you paid them for the remodel, and not the actual cost to repair the full amount of the damage caused to your building. So look for the indemnity paragraph and the limitation of liability paragraph in any contract you enter into. Your business philosophy should be that everyone pays for the damage they cause. If they break it, they fix it. And if all else fails and you can't negotiate your way out of these contractual provisions, be sure to contact your insurance broker and confirm you have sufficient insurance to cover any adverse events that may arise in completing the contract. As usual, if you have any particular questions, be sure to consult a lawyer familiar with contracts, and also be sure to check out my article in Lab Perspectives magazine.